In this session, let us understand what is bank guarantee, its meaning, parties and nature of contract. So what is the meaning of guarantee? Before getting into bank guarantee, let's understand the meaning of guarantee. Guarantee is basically a contract to perform the promise and to discharge the liability of a third person in case of default, and this is what we have in section 126 of Indian Contract Act 1872. So guarantee is basically a contract where you are going to perform the promise, because you have made the promise that if the third party is not going to perform, then you would perform. So it's a contract to perform the promise and discharge the liabilities of a third person in the event of default. So who are the parties involved in bank guarantee? Basically there are three parties. One is applicant, two is beneficiary and three is guarantor. Applicant would be the bank's customer, beneficiary is the person in whose favor the guarantee has been created and or say guarantee is given, and guarantor generally the banker. Now what is the nature of this contract? Whether this contract for guarantee is the primary contract? Answer is no. The nature of guarantees are collateral. Okay, it means they are consequential to the main contract between the applicant and beneficiary. It means there is a contract between applicant and beneficiary, say for exchange of goods or for rendering of services or for some fulfillment of promise, and if that contract is not executed, then this guarantee comes into picture. So we say guarantee is collateral in nature. Now we said that bank is going to give guarantee, say in favor of beneficiary on request by applicant. Now what is the risk the bank has with regard to the guarantee? The risk is, let's say in the event of default by applicant, that is applicant is supposed to perform some promise or make some action and he is not doing that, then if that default is brought to the notice by beneficiary, then the guarantor should perform that promise. But if the guarantee is given by the bank, then the bank will not perform the promise, rather bank would compensate the loss that was suffered on account of promise which was originally agreed in the guarantee. So understand one thing, in the event of default by applicant, the default has to be brought to the notice by beneficiary to the guarantor, and guarantor would compensate the loss. It's not that guarantor is going to perform the promise. No, guarantor is only compensating, and that process where the beneficiary making claim to the guarantor and guarantor is meeting the claim, typically we call it as invocation.